Movement is medicine. Don't let that go over your head. How about we put some weights over it instead? Most people in their day-to-day do not hold weight at all over their head, let alone put their arms over their head. So one of our weakest muscular groups in today's day and age is our shoulders and our overhead movers, any of the muscles that are engaged in this movement. We're going to go over both seated and standing overhead presses to show you the differences and why you would do either. There's a lot of different overhead press variations, including something like a Z press. I do that a lot on my streams. I'm not going to show that here today. You're going to have to go over to those to see me do a Z press sometime while I'm working out. Let's move to a seated shoulder press. Let's start with our bench positioning. As you can see, I am not fully vertical, but I'm close to it. You can be fully vertical and do a military press. That is when you're going to be directly upright, pushing over your head. Don't know if you guys heard my shoulder pop there. That is mobility that not the average person has. If you're not doing this kind of movement and or training your shoulders well at all right now, I'd recommend you go at a little more of an incline and you're going to practice putting your head through the window, as we call it.
Hi, editing major here, about to go use my pool. I didn't do a good job of explaining what through the window meant. The window is your arms and your head is what you're putting through. I don't want you to reach with your neck. You are pushing, more of you're pushing the window past your head. Hope that explains. Back to the video.
So, we're putting our head through the window at the top of this motion. Before we get there, we are making sure that our shoulders are rounded back and down, packing our scapula, pushing our rib cage down, and our hips rotated under. My abdominal muscles, even while I'm seated, should be engaged. Our scapular plane. Scapula is your shoulder blade. That is between 30 and 60 degrees from the midline of our body. If this is 0 and this is 90, we want to be somewhere in here with our elbows. And I like to say, put the tip of a dumbbell in the front of your shoulder and push up that way. There should be a little bit of a curve. Now you'll see right there is the reason that you have a backrest, and don't try to do that without one when you're in a seated position. It was very awkward. It was very bad of me to do that. So learn from example from me. You need to do all these things while you're standing as well, but it just requires a little more abdominal strength. So let's go do that. Stability is going to be your biggest problem when doing a standing overhead press compared to a sitting, because you're no longer sitting down and you have to balance yourself while you're standing up. So if I'm doing these straight on, let's actually go to the side so we can go over shoulders rounded back and down, ribs tucked, hips tucked. Put these tips of our shoulders, keep this in our scapular plane, pushing up and slightly back. Now, getting this down is tougher than it seems. A lot of people are going to want to shrug a lot at the top. I'm going to tell you not to do that. You're putting a lot of pressure out of where you want to put it, as well as getting your body out of a consistent rhythm. Having to reset your shoulder blades every single rep is not going to be advantageous for you. There are benefits to doing that, but that is well more advanced for people who know what they're doing and know why they're doing it. So I'm not going to recommend a lot of you shrug your shoulders at the top of this motion. Let's just practice doing it nice and controlled while trying to keep our shoulder blades nice and packed. But you'll notice my shoulder blade here does move in that circular-esque motion. You kind of call it like a J press, because it's kind of like a J, it loops a little bit, like a fish hook. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all the love and support I've gotten on this series so far. I am making a new movement video every day for the month of May, as well as going live for at least an hour on my live streams to talk about fitness, to help people move their bodies and answer personalized questions. So if you'd like any of those questions answered, you can leave a comment, but you can also come over to those streams and get them answered in real time if you'd like. I would appreciate the love and support everywhere that I can get it. And I just want to say I appreciate you guys. So thank you so much. I will see you in the next one. But first, remember,